All right. Hello. Welcome to Hands to Paws. This is Claudia from Hands to Paws. And what's up, dog, on YouTube? On YouTube, that's capital W, capital U, capital D, as in a dog named Wood. And let me just get rid of this. Sometimes it tells me things. Hopefully you're hearing me okay. Let me get comments up. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot see all my comments. So if you do comment and I do not answer, I am not ignoring you. Hands to Paws is a grooming salon in Beverly Hills, Florida, where I commonly like to refer to us as the doodle capital of the world, as Ocala is the horse capital of, while I pick up a paper plate that my dog brought over. I also like to let you know I do have a macaw, and my macaw often and commonly will like to scream during a live. So if I suddenly get up and disappear and bribe my bird, that you know what is going on. And her name is Land Chop. So welcome. We have changed our night from Monday to Tuesday based on analytics from the algorithms on YouTube and Facebook that say Tuesday nights are the better nights to do the lives. So we are going to discuss nails. Everybody dreaded nails. How is your dog doing with nails? Does your dog like having their nails done? Do you bring your dog into a groomer? Do you and another person strap your dog down while you try to get the nails done? Are you afraid of making your dog's nails bleed? Have you had that experience? Have you cut your dog's nails too short? Let's see if I can show you this cute little video. All right. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do it that way. All right. So I'm going to share a video with you. Maybe I'm going to share a video with you. Maybe I'm not going to share a video with you. I am going to share a video with you. I'm going to share this wonderful video with you. Hopefully you can see that. Lisa, if you're on, I hope you can see that. Or you can text me that you can't see it. What you are watching is our salon, Hands to Paws, in Florida. And this little guy came in to get his nails done. And this is the typical dog owner experience. This is Jessie, who works with us. If you come into Hands to Paws, you know who she is. And she is grinding this little baby's nails. Now, this little dog is in a panic, and we are on a table. And this is the little dog's father. So commonly, which is unusual in most salons, but in our salon, because we're a behavioral salon, we really like, especially for a dog that might be going into fight or flight, to have their owner with them. It helps calm down their acute anxiety, especially if they have a lot of anxiety with their dog's nails being done. And this little baby is a prime example. He's worried about his nails being done. Jesse's being very, very sweet with him. And he is looking for his father to reassure him. And his dad is over there telling him it's okay. You can see he's kind of pulling on the noose. He's kind of hanging himself. He's kind of practicing his skills on how to escape this scenario while his dad is reassuring him and telling him that it's okay. So a couple of things to point out in this video, which I may replay for you so I can point them out, is that when Jesse's going to go for the back leg, she is going to hold it appropriately with the knee up. So here she's just holding out. She's putting some pressure on that digit there to get it out. Her hand is, there's the back leg. Her hand is underneath. Can you see how that knee is bent appropriately with the dog so it's not causing him any extra discomfort? His dad is reassuring him. And I love this video because it shows what is very, very common in when the dogs come in and how they feel about it. I didn't grab any pictures of dogs growling, of dogs baring their teeth. Dogs will also do something called Gator Rolling, which is where they literally flip their whole bodies in order to get you so you can't do their nails. And these are common things that we see when you bring your dog into a grooming salon. And we do nails very inexpensively. Most salons will do, a lot of them will do it based on size. So they'll have one price for smaller dogs, one price for larger dogs. We keep our price for the same for everybody. It is always a walk-in service, and you are always allowed to stay with your dog. Now, with that said, that is not all grooming salons. That is, in particular, hands to paws. And we do that because if a dog has an aversion to having their nails done, they will go into fight or flight. Okay, and that's where the frontal cortex of their brain changes. I like to say freeze, fight, or flight. And we don't want them fleeing, and we really don't want them fighting. We want them believing this is a very positive experience, which is why we encourage the pet owner to come on back and to appropriately reinforce the good behavior and let them know that this is not a horrible, scary experience. Now, with that said, I want to give you a disclaimer. I want to give you a disclaimer that if your dog is showing extreme signs of aggression, growling, biting, and goes into a complete panic, we may not be able to do that. We're not working with magic fairy dust, guys. All the stylists out there everywhere, please hear me. We are not going to sit on your dog. Okay. We also don't want to muzzle them. We will use a groomer's helper, which will control their head, puts no pressure on their trachea, but we don't want to terrorize them and muzzle them and take two people to hold them. This is a little bit of an invasive procedure. So we might have to restrain them mildly, but we do not want to restrain them to the point of them being terrorized. So if your dog is very, very aggressive, we also do not want to be bit. So remember, if you have a very aggressive dog that is going to clamp down and bite, we're probably going to say the appropriate place for that dog is the veterinarian. All right, we will fix what we can. Nice catch. That was my dog getting in trouble and knocking things over, because something's always going to happen when I'm going live. And that was, I just got to give myself some credit there on an incredible catch. Yeah. So I have a green screen. My dog went behind it because he wants to be right next to me and knocked over the whole green screen, which obviously I'm not using. All right, let's get back to our presentation because something always exciting is going to happen. Let's get this up here so you can see both. All about nails. So the nail, can you see that really well? Just find the one that works here. Okay, so this is what your dog's, hey! Now he's gonna have to go out and he's gonna bark at me, right? First I was worried about the bird, now I'm gonna be worried about my dog. Scared the poo-poo out of him. All right, sorry. So does your dog's nail look like this? You do not want your dog, I have to go let my dog out, guys, I'm sorry. Really? Really, really? Now he is an Australian cattle dog who obviously is very bossy and gets in trouble. All right, so you do not want your dogs walking on long nails like this. So the first thing I want to let you know is that when your dog's walking, when your dog's walking on nails like this, you hear this on your floors, unless you have carpet. Now, if you're in an rural area like I am in Florida, your dog's nails aren't getting ground down. If you're in a city-like area, you're walking your dog, let's say you live in an apartment building and you're walking your dog all the time, 2 or 3 times a day, then your dog's nails probably are getting ground down, and they probably are not. I'm gonna have to go let my dog in. Maybe that'll be it for this session, huh? Because he's not gonna allow me to ignore him. So if you were in an apartment setting, you're walking, you may not have these issues. However, if you're in rural and your dog goes from carpet to grass, maybe to the backyard, you're looking at getting your dog's nails trimmed every 2 to 4 weeks. And when I say every 2 to 4 weeks, I literally mean every 2 to 4 weeks, because healthy dogs have healthy nail growth. So there's never a problem with the dog's nails growing. It's actually a sign of health. And it's very bonding for you and your dog to get in the car and go to your local groomer and have their nails cut. Especially, I know a lot of pet parents at Hands to Paws totally enjoy this interaction. They enjoy it because there's not a lot of stress between them and the dog. So what does that mean? It means we're not taking your dog and bringing him into a back room so you never see what's going on. Some people don't want to be there when their nails are getting done. They just find it causes them anxiety, which is absolutely fine. We are not forcing you to be there while your dogs get their nails done. And we encourage you, if your dog is having anxiety over having their nails done, that you can come back, just like the little video I showed you, and reassure them and be a part of the nail trimming experience. We at Hands to Paws, we're going to cut and we're going to grind these. This is a hard outer shell, and in there is a vein that is growing. I want to point out in this picture both the thumbs, because I'm going to show you when you're going to say, Claudia, how do I get my dog used to getting their nails done? I'm going to show you some techniques at the end of this video of what you need to be doing with your dog's foot in order so that they can become a little desensitized to having their foot held and having this procedure. Now, if you're using a regular nail clipper, this can make a quick sound, plink, and that can be startling. It also can cause a vibration. And if you're using a grinder, like we were in the other video, let me see if I can get that back up for you. This is a nail grinder, okay? You notice her thumb again. I want to point out all the thumbs. If you're using this is actually making the vein retreat. So if we can cut some of this off and then grind it, we can actually create this live living vein. And it is a live living vein that is full of blood vessels move backwards. So that'll give your dog a much shorter nail. So those are black nails, and black nails are always the scariest. Are you scared of cutting your dog's nails? Does your dog have black nails? My bossy dog, Jackson, who just bossed me around, caused all the havoc. He does not like getting his nails done. He is one of those dogs that'll bear and show his teeth. And he will do all the antics and has his black nails. So we're going to go through some of the things that can happen with a nail. Over here in this top picture, right next to the black heart, you will see what we commonly refer to as a dew claw. And the dew claw is basically an unused nail. It gets no traction and has no way of being cut down on its own. It is on the side of the dog's foot. They're commonly born without them. They're commonly removed when they're puppies. However, they can be on the front and the back paws. And it is something that you want to be aware of. It's also something that even when you go to a stylist, a groomer, and you're having them done, you want to make sure that these nails are cut. So in a grooming salon, commonly, people will come back and say, I had my dog here 2 weeks ago, but you didn't get the dew claw. Well, the dew claw is going to grow at a much more rapid rate than the other digits. And I want you to think of your dog's foot like your hand, okay? These are digits. These are my fingers, and your dog's foot has digits coming out of there, and those digits are nails, okay? So I want you to think of it that way. They're digits. So that digit is getting no traction, so it's going to grow much quicker, and commonly it will be missed. And nobody in a grooming salon ever, do I believe, intentionally misses a dew claw. But you're struggling, you're trying to get the dog's nails done, they don't particularly like it, and it is a very easy thing to miss. So please double check that this digit was cut. Because it's so commonly missed, and at home you may not see this could be covered with hair, so you're not aware that this nail is literally circling around. And when it circles around, it can go back into the pad on the foot. So you have your pads and you have your digits on the foot, and it can go around and it can cause infection and become a problem. This can also happen on the main digits of the foot too, depending on how the nail grows. The other thing with the dew claw is it can get caught on things. So you want to be aware of your dog's dew claw. The other thing you want to watch is that your dog's nails aren't splitting, that they're not fraying, that they are not too long, that if they're walking on carpet or they're running, that they're not actually going to pull that nail because it got caught on something and cause themselves harm. So this is your dew claw, and this is the nail. And let's go back to, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not really happy with this situation. I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm going to have my dad hold me. Please hold me. Hold me. You can see Jessie is pushing her thumb. She's actually pushing that digit out. And you can see right here, this is a nice white toenail. And that vein is literally, that live living vein full of blood vessels is moving backwards. Now, that's super important because the shorter we can get the nail, the longer you have in between nail cuttings, the healthier it is for your dog. So here's your pad. Here's your nails. Here's what I was talking about getting snagged. Can you see how long this nail is? Right? So this dog is walking on these nails. Now, why is that dangerous? Well, the other thing is, remember what I said about, think of the paw being like your hand, and those are digits. Let me get this up here so you can. So they're digits. So your dog, I'm going to do my foot, my hand like it's a paw. They're digits. Now, if I'm walking on, I have the nails and I'm walking on those, and I have very long nails, my digits are going to spread out. Can you see that? So there should be like this. And if I'm walking on super long nails, my digits are going to spread out. And that is called splaying a foot. Now, can you see even in my hand, which I'm using as a paw? Yes, use your imagination. Let me do it on this side. I'm using my hand as a paw, okay? And these are the digits. Let's say these are the nails. And now I'm walking on it. It is literally spreading out those digits. And when you spread out that digit, it's called splaying a foot, which means now the dog's bone structure is changing. So instead of being like this, it's being forced to be like this. Okay, I can feel that strain in my hand when I'm doing that. So imagine, and you have this carpal, you have your pads that are meant for impact and meant for motion and meant for bouncing, and now they're on nails where they can't do that, and it's literally causing a splayed foot. That can change the integrity of their paw, all right? And that can become painful, can actually become arthritic that way. So just something to be aware of, okay? And I know, nail, I get so many phone calls, such wonderful people that call and are just thankful that we do nails. Because, I mean, if you go to vets, vets tend to charge a little bit more money. However, they have the capacity to restrain a little bit more. So we, at Hands to Paws, I cannot speak for all grooming salons, but we do not want to heavily restrain your dog. What we never want to do is initiate fight or flight. We want your dog to come in and have a positive experience. We want them to understand we're going to do this very quickly. So we'll say we will cut and grind as long as the dog allows. So if we can only cut, which I don't always suggest, I suggest that we cut and grind. However, if they will not allow the nail grinding, we will cut them. Why do we not want to just see your dog nails get cut? Because they are sharper after they are cut than prior to being cut. So when we're looking at this nail, we're looking at a nice rounded, let me get that bigger, a nice rounded edge here. Can you see that? It's kind of pointy, but it's rounded out. When we cut that, it is almost jagged. So if that dog were to jump on you and you did have thin skin, you're going to get a very jagged cut on you. It doesn't feel better than this does jumping on you. That is why we definitely try to grind these nails as compared to just cutting them. I'm looking to see if I have any other great videos on cutting nails. All right, so we'll just stick with that one. So we don't want you to have a dog jump on you after just having them cut and have more of a jagged cut than before. So especially if there's little children or elderly people in the house or anybody that could potentially have thin skin. So I definitely want to warn you of that. Okay. So let's talk about that vein. Put my glasses on because this is small for me, so I can't just read it. Ah, poor Jackson. Yeah, the whole green screen fell on him. Oh, well, good. This is just going to reiterate. We can get your dog's nails cut every 2 weeks. The more they maintain the quick, the shorter it will be kept, and it'll be short and smooth. Win-win for both of you. So the grinding is what will help make that quick move backward. The wonderful thing about the nail grinding is that is a live living vein. Let me get me just back up here. So remember, think of my hand as a paw, and these are the digits. Okay, so I'm going to do my paw again. And the vein is growing with the nail. It grows alongside. So the longer it gets, the longer the vein will become. The trick is, if you're going to use a nail clipper, is not to cut through that vein. How many of you have gone home with a bleeding dog? How many of you have never cut your dog's nails again because you tried it one time and you made that dog bleed? How many of you have believed that you yourself have traumatized your own dog in trying to cut their nails? Okay? Don't have no shame. I know who you are. I know what you do. So if we cut it, we do not want to cut through that vein. Does it hurt? Yes. Did somebody tell you it didn't hurt? Yes. It hurts. Dogs are very much like people. They have different pain tolerance. So one dog may not even flinch. Another dog may scream like a Schnauzer puppy, just saying, like they've just been murdered. But what does it actually feel like? Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. depending on the severity of the cut is depending on the pain factor. So if it was cut at the very beginning of the quick, it could feel like a quick pinch. However, has anybody done this with their dogs? Right? The dog's pulling, you're pulling, they're pulling, we're pulling. If they pulled and you were in a cut and they pulled and you wound up going down here much closer to the digit, that would be much more painful. What stops that? If you're doing this at home or you've just recently done this at home and all of a sudden there's all this blood, what do? Oh my goodness, you call the veterinarian immediately. What do you do? How do you make that stop? Let me give you some tips and tricks right now. Baking soda and water. Make a paste, pack it, keep it still and put some pressure on it, okay? The more your dog moves around, the more they're fighting, the more you're panicking, the more they're going to send blood flow into that vein. Does that make sense? So the more blood flow that's going there, the more they're going to bleed, okay? What else can you do? Cornstarch. If you don't have baking soda, do you have cornstarch? And if you do not have any cornstarch, do you have a bar of soap in your house? Yes, a bar of soap, not liquid bath soap, a bar of soap. Take that soap, make it wet, and put it on there. None of that is going to work unless that dog is still. Keep your baby calm. Okay? So does it hurt? Absolutely. Can that cause damage? Yes. I know you didn't want to hear it. The answer is yes, depending on the severity of the cut. So you could have a quick up here. You just caught the tip of it. It's going to bleed a little bit. Commonly in a grooming salon, they can get it to stop. They have things called quick stop. They have powders to put on it. But if the dog gets very excited going home and they jump to see their parent, they could do something called popping that quick. Why? Because it's a live, living vein full of blood vessels. So I'm going to go those tips again. If you've experienced this at home, what can you use if you were brave enough to do the nail cutting on your own? What can you use? You can use baking soda, you can use cornstarch, or go find that old-fashioned bar of soap in your house, get it wet, keep your dog calm until the blood flow subsides. Do not panic if up to an hour later they go outside, maybe they hit concrete and you see a few drops of blood again. That's called popping the quick. And then yes, you do want to keep an eye on it. Some dogs are very, very dramatic. Some dogs are very, very dramatic. And they will walk around with their paw up. You have injured them, and they are going to let you know. And they will walk around limping. Sometimes that's drama. Sometimes that's actual pain. You have to know your dog. Who knows your dog better than you? Nobody. Okay? So yes, it can be painful, and yes, they can be very dramatic about it. I do not want to underemphasize that it can be painful. My dog in particular, if I'm discussing my dog, he literally will hide his foot. So I'll go to do his nails and he'll take his foot and he'll duck it underneath, or he'll duck it this way so that I can't get to his foot. He's very, very clever that way. Also, I'll take his foot out. Now, he doesn't have to like it. He just doesn't have to act on his own impulses. And he'll give me the side eye and he'll give me the lip. And for a long time, I didn't do his nails at all. I brought him to another stylist who he would behave better for. What? You own a grooming salon and you bring your dog to another stylist? Yes, because I'm going to get the most emotional with my own dog. Does that make sense? even though I do this for a living, I am going to be the most reactive with my own dog. And my dog is going to behave better with somebody that is non-reactive to their behavior. Okay, just like little children. They are just like little children. Okay, sort of like when the pet parents leave the salon and they're going, oh God, you're leaving me. What is happening here? I'm having anxiety. And mom or dad walks out the door and they're like, hey, right? Just very much like children. All right. So if we're looking at a white nail, which are always great, right? Because white nails, you can always see the pink line going. We can see much clearer where that vein is, which usually makes us feel much safer. And you can literally see right here where the beginning of that vein is. Can you see that? And here is a dog whose vein is exposed. So in the beginning of this, we talked about flaking of the nail, stuff coming off the nail, splitting of a nail. So if a nail gets split, if they're too long and they get split, this is actually an exposed vein. Okay, and yes, this can become very infected. And this does not look good. It is not good. In a situation like this, I would absolutely recommend veterinarian treatment. So here's that vein we were just talking about. And this is a great white nail because you can literally see the tip, the like hook that comes off the nail. And if that is what you are looking at and your dog is still, you can easily trim off that hook and be very, very safe. Okay? So that's a great example. And then here is the vein in the nail. And that's exactly what it looks like. If you have a dog with you right now that has white nails, pick up your dog's foot and look at that vein. If your dog has black nails, take your dog's foot and look underneath. You'll see a hollow part. All right, and up to that hollow part, it is very, very safe to cut, not to quick. Don't quick your dog. So there's the hard shell, and then there's a fleshy area, and that is live, and this vein is live living, and this fleshy area also has blood vessels in it. All right, nobody likes blood. Nobody likes to think they've hurt their baby. So again, that's white, black. You're going to flip that paw over and look, and you'll see a hollow section for that nail. Jackson. All right, so I'm going to show you the video again. I'm going to show you the thumb where she's literally pushing on the digit. Can you see that? She's pushing on that digit. See her move her thumb with the grinder, and she's literally pushing on the digit. The other thing she's doing is that back foot. Now, this is on a grooming table. This is not probably the position you're going to be in at home. Okay, she's having the dad comfort the dog. At the end of this video, it's really quite adorable because that dog throws himself into his father's arms, just like, oh God, help me, I love you. But can you see that she has this leg lifted very comfortably with the way that knee bends? She is not pulling out on that leg at all. Okay, so we'll have her do it again. She's going to do the front now. I want you to pay attention to her pressing on the digit. Can you see her thumb pressing on that digit? Very important. Do you see her thumb pressing on that digit? Okay, see her move her thumb again and press on that digit. Okay, she tells the dog he's okay. She's friendly. This is a very sweet baby. And she's going to put her arm back underneath. She's instructing the dad on how to help the dog. And she's going to press on that digit again. Watch her thumb. Watch her thumb pressing on that digit. Watch her thumb pressing on that digit. Okay, now that's a back leg. See how she had that leg lifted? Now you may or may not be able to do that at home. Excuse me. If you are able to do that at home, fantastic. Most of you are going to try to do nails on the floor. Okay, so I'm not going to suggest that you start off with a nail clipper. I'm going to suggest that you start off simple. So everybody's told to play with their dog's feet when they get their dogs home so they can get their nails done. I'm going to take that one step further. And I'm going to say, not only do I want you being able to touch your dog's foot without a pullback, okay? So when I hold the dog's foot, you don't want your dog doing this, okay? Resistance causes resistance. So I want you to be able to hold your dog's foot without this action, okay? But more importantly than that, I want you pressing on the digits. I want you holding the dog's foot. There's my paw. I want you taking your thumb and I want you pushing on that digit. Can you see that? I want you pushing on that digit without this action. So if you do not want to quick your dog at home, you do not want this pulling action. I have watched experienced stylists do this. You can't be in a tug of war and do nails. I'm going to say it again. You cannot be in a tug of war and do nails. If you're in a tug of war, you've lost. Okay? So you want to paw, digits, thumb, push without resistance. Paw, digit, thumb, push. Paw, digit, thumb, push. You can start doing that prior to getting nail clippers. Okay? Treat, 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 or good, 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 good. Okay? Make sure that that dog is enjoying that experience. You might also want to desensitize your dog to the sounds. So a grinder makes a vibration. So this makes a vibration and it will put a vibration up through this baby's leg. You might want to get your dog used to that. Rome doesn't need to be built overnight. Okay? You do not have to accomplish everything in one session. Your goal is so that you and your dog have a positive experience and that you can get your dog's nails done. So you don't have to do it overnight. And if you have a puppy are going to do little puppy antics no matter what, just like a 2-year-old child would. Don't touch my foot. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to hold the dog's foot for an hour. All you have to do is get some compliance. Hold still. Digit, 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 digit. Thumb, 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 thumb. Good baby. Good. Give me your paw. Good. Give me your paw. Digit, digit. See my thumb? You see I'm actually pushing? I'm actually applying pressure. Okay? Because I want my dog to know that pressure on the digit is an acceptable behavior. Okay? I don't want them to freak out when I put pressure on their digit. So that's how you're going to start desensitizing them to getting their nails done. Another good thing to do is, we're going to watch this video again, is to see, I want you to pay very close attention to this back leg. She hikes this back leg up so it is comfortable for the dog. If this back leg is pulled out or this front leg is pulled out, you are causing another issue. And it is uncomfortable for the dog. Now, you don't want this to be an uncomfortable experience. And you don't want them holding their body in an awkward way when trying to do their nails, because now you're fighting that and getting their nails done. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Must speak in your language. I can never do my own baby's nails. I will always bring her to you. Yeah, and a lot of people, once they've tried to do it, if their dog even screams, they're done. If you've quicked your own dog, you know that the amount of blood could be very, very scary. I recently went to cut my own bird's nails, and I quicked my own bird. Well, birds are a little more sensitive, and she bled for hours. And when I tell you I was there with the baking soda, I am not kidding. I won't cut my own bird's nails again. I'll bring her somewhere else. That is what your local grooming salons are there for. And at Hands to Paws, we invite you in. We invite you to be a part of the experience. We want your dog not to have a lot of anxiety. Our tables are geared to go all the way through the floor. So whether they're a senior, whether they're a Great Pyrenees, whether they're a giant schnauzers, or whether they're a doodle, they can literally step on the table and we can raise them up. Now, if you're on the floor, sometimes a partner is a good idea and sometimes a partner is not a good idea, because what your natural instinct to do is to restrain the dog. The more of a physical battle you get into with your dog over doing an invasive procedure like doing nails, the more you cause them to panic. Nails should not be a panic situation. Unfortunately, it is, but it should not be. So too much restraint is going to escalate the fight. Does that make sense? So if I'm restraining and I'm holding you and I'm restraining you and I'm trying to sit on you while I'm getting your nails done, what happens for the dog is they escalate the battle. We do not want to see them escalate. We want to see them de-escalate and understand that this is just a procedure that needs to be done that can be very pleasant. It does not have to be a terrible experience. And remember, your dog doesn't have to like it. They just need not to act on their own impulses so that we can get it done very quickly and efficiently. Or you can at home. So it's totally whatever fits into your lifestyle. At Hands to Paws, we are open from 7:30 to 6, and it is a walk-in service. We do not charge more for a large dog compared to a small dog. So it doesn't matter if you're bringing us in a Rhodesian Ridgeback or a Yorkie, we're going to charge the same amount of money because we want to encourage you to have really, really good nail health. One of the other things we'll do for you at Hands to Paws commonly is we'll tell you how your dog walks, because we can tell by their nail growth or the grinding of their nail based on a foot how they're favoring their body, which is just fun and interesting. So if you're on the floor, let's not try to sit on the dog. Let's just try to get them still before we ever pick up a nail trimmer or a nail grinder. Let's get comfortable pressing on those digits, okay? And I'm going to show you the video one more time. And if I have any questions, I'd love to hear them. If not, I hope that you totally enjoyed and learned something today. If you are going to do this on the floor, watch this knee. Can you see that beautiful knee, how it's hiked up right up against the body? Can you see how comfortable that is? Now, baby had a little panic, but it wasn't an additional panic due to having an uncomfortable body. Okay? She's going to do the digits again. Going to pet the baby. You can see Jesse's not taking any of this very seriously. Beautiful smile on her face. And she is grinding. You can see that quick literally is moving backwards. So nice, short, rounded nails. Nice, short, rounded nails. Again, that back leg, very comfortable for the dog. Very comfortable. And of course, this baby wants to escape. He was having acute anxiety, which is why Jesse brought him back with his father to make him feel more comfortable. Becomes part of the training process. If you're doing this on the floor at home, I highly, highly recommend that you have a leash and collar on. So when your dog gets up to leave, and they will, you can pull them back to you. And you don't have to win, okay? Your dog only needs to believe that you won. So I can press a digit and tell them they're super good. They could get up and leave. I can pull their leash, say come, and pet my dog just for coming back to me, okay? You do not have to be in a huge battle. One of the misnomers of training is that you have to accomplish something immediately. In the dog world and dog training, we do things in baby steps. We do it so the dog believes we won. The next time you go, your dog is going to pick up right where you left off. Let me say that again. In the training world with dogs, as long as you finish your session on a positive, your dog is going to pick up right where you left off. Let me tell you this, if you ended that session on a negative, your dog is going to pick up right where they left off. And we're not trying to allow our animals to learn bad skills. We're trying to get them to learn really positive skills. So if you're doing it at home, again, you're going to press the digits, and you're really going to put some pressure with your thumb. Okay? It's not just shaking, hey, give me a high five. This is literally pressing on those digits. Okay? And then you're going to tell your dog what a good dog. Well, that's awesome. You did great. You did wonderful. You need a cookie now. You deserve the best. Okay? And if you're doing it on the floor, you do not want somebody restraining the dog. You know, I know all the stories of them flipping, them fighting, them getting away, and somebody. Resistance causes resistance. So the more you're resisting, the more the dog is going to resist. That's not part of training. That's manhandling. So if they get up and they go to leave, you have a leash and collar on, and you can say, come back here because I want to talk about this. Okay? Maybe try one more time. Digit, digit, digit. Good dog. Go ahead and release them. Okay? You don't have to do it overnight. You can go to a place like Hands to Paws, call, vet your stylist, vet your groomers, ask them the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask them, can I stay with my dog? Is it okay if I stand with you? You know how many people come in, they want to learn how to do nails? This is not secret information. I am happy, my whole team, all of us, our Hands to Paws, are happy to show you where the vein is and how to do the nails, if you yourself are comfortable with that. I hope this helped. Let's go back. We'll watch this one more time with Jessie at Hands to Paws. If you're in our local area, it is only $10. And on Mondays, we give a special for $7. That's called Muddy Monday. So see how she's putting that pressure on that digit? Can you see that pressure? That's her thumb. Look at the back leg. She has her arm put up and underneath to support the dog's body. So he is not trying to support all his weight on his other leg. And she's got that knee in appropriate setting to his body. Now he's leaning into his dad. See how close and into his dad he is? He's leaning in for comfort. See that knee? There is no stress on that knee. None. Now, would that make a difference if there's stress on that knee? Yes. It'd make a huge difference in the dog's behavior. If that dog has any knee pains or any crucia issues and it's being pulled out away from the body, so she's holding it so it's up like this. If that knee is being pulled out like this and it is a little painful, it's going to create way more of a battle. Call your stylist, vet them, ask them, are you taking my dog in the back? Are you going to muzzle my dog? Am I allowed to be with my dog? What is in my dog's best interest? The only thing I ask of you, the customer going into any grooming salon, is if your dog is known to be aggressive and is a biter, please don't let them bite those humans. Please then bring him to the vet where the vet is very comfortable muzzling them, and vet techs will restrain them for our safety and your dog's safety. I hope you enjoyed that live. Let's go end with some Facebook. See, Jessie, great job, Jessie. Great job, little dog. And let you know how much we love your animals, how happy we are that you come to Hands to Paws. I know we don't please all the people all the time, but we most certainly do our best. Doodles. This is Pim. Is that adorable? Getting dried. We could talk about high velocity dryers and drying and the procedures that go into grooming salons. Sweetness. knots. There's so many things to do lives on. The next will probably be ears, because this is the next biggie, especially during the summer months, that you want to make sure that you have very, very good ear care. Ears, skin. He's husky. He's like, oh God. This is the gentle leader that I was the groomer's helper that I was talking about. If you can see on this dog right here, this is attached. Can you see that when she lifts her gorgeous head? That is attached to the collar, which puts no pressure on the neck or the trachea and gives us full control over the dog's head. And what does that mean? It just means that your dog can't turn and bite us. There's Jessie again. That's her dog. This is another live I did on shampoos. If you enjoyed this live, please go back, watch this. We have all organic shampoos. This goes through our shampoos. And Muddy Monday, this is the $7 off to have your dog's nails done. So I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you learned something. I hope you know a little bit more about nails. I hope that you're not afraid to come into Hands to Paws and ask us all the questions. I will often go live from the salon just to show you in live living color what it looks like on a daily basis to work with your beloved BFFs. See you in 2 weeks. I'll have to ask Skylin on what we are doing the live on. I believe it'll probably be ears, because ears are just as important as nails. Don't forget, Muddy Monday. I'll wait a minute, see if we get any questions. Thank you, Lisa. You're so wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope it was okay. And we will see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Have a perfect day.